Today in crypto, everyone in the United States might be getting a $6,000 check in the mail, which is going to be pretty gosh darn awesome for Bitcoin. Reddit releases crypto tokens on Ethereum, and on-chain data as well as technical indicators are all showing that the market is looking insanely bullish. The Crypto Lark, this is where you subscribe for your daily dose of hopium and all of the hottest and the latest happening out there in crypto land. Also, for those of you who are new to crypto and you still need help mastering the basics like how and where to buy Bitcoin, how to send Bitcoin, how to store your Bitcoin, how to mine Bitcoin, as well as the top tips and resources for successfully investing in this wild market, then check out my beginner course, Cryptocurrency Explained. There's a link down below where you can learn more. So let's go ahead and dive into the charts to get started off with. Bitcoin has had a very strong day, showing a strong push continuing from our bounce off of the 200-day moving average just a few days ago, which is definitely a technically bullish sign that we are seeing forming up in the markets right now. Now, the price did top out today at $9,943 at the time of recording this video before getting rejected again near that $10,000 mark. Now, also at the time of recording, Bitcoin is slowly grinding upwards again after that rejection. On the shorter time frames, we see a bullish pennant forming up that we could see breaking upwards to again retest $10,000 for a second time today. $10,000 remains an absolutely key number for Bitcoin to crush. It has been a very important price line for Bitcoin, even more important than $20,000 really ever has been. And after we win the fight to break and to hold $10,000, we immediately run into another monster at $10,500. So it could be a rough time ahead trying to break and to hold above these two critical price levels. On the higher time frames, we can see the 50-week moving average now actually acting as a line of support for Bitcoin, which is a very, very strong indicator on those higher time frames. And it also shows really just the wider market strength that we see building up. Again, though, Bitcoin is struggling to break and to hold above that trend line on the weekly that has suppressed the market for over 2 years. We've been testing that a lot recently, so hopefully a break of that line is going to be coming. It's seeming increasingly likely that that is where we are headed. The weekly MACD is currently on a strong bullish trajectory as well. That is a rare event that usually signifies a strong upward trending market. And back over on the daily, we might be only a few days away from the fabled golden cross, which could really unleash the bulls when it happens. We had a false golden cross earlier this year, and then of course the whole Mexican beer thing happened and that kind of killed that momentum, but hopefully this one holds up moving forward. Of course, this could all break down. Again, I will keep saying it, that as long as we maintain above the 200-day moving average, then this market is bullish. If we break below that, well, you know the story. The 2017 run literally saw the price of Bitcoin maintained above the 200-day moving average for more than 2 years straight. Something to think about. So this could happen again. Be ready. A big thank you to Crypto.com for sponsoring today's episode. The next syndicate event has been announced on May 26th, so you will be able to grab a bag of Icon with a massive 50% discount. So for all those Icon fans out there, this is a good offer for you. Remember that you'll need to stake CRO tokens to be able to participate, and of course, you need to go over and register for an account on the Crypto.com exchange, not the app. And speaking of the app, Crypto.com just rolled out a new asset allocation feature for the app. So now you can easily get an overview of your entire portfolio in just one click, which is a nice little bonus feature that makes using the Crypto.com app just that little bit better. And of course, if you want to start earning some sweet crypto back rewards, then now is a great time to get the wildly popular Crypto.com debit card. The two best options are the Ruby Red card, which gives you 2% crypto back for every swipe of your card, as well as free Spotify, or the Jade Green card, which is the one I have in my hand here, which gives you 3% crypto back rewards for every swipe of the card, free Spotify, free Netflix, and airport lounge access. And as a special bonus, if you use the link down below to reserve a Ruby Red tier card or higher, then you will get a free $50 bonus. Yep, $50 of free money for getting one of these bad boys. So let's start talking about the bullish Bitcoin market data that has been coming up recently. Almost 24,000 Bitcoin have been withdrawn from exchanges since the Bitcoin halving, which is actually a continuation of a trend that started back in mid-April as we saw more retail buyers coming into the market. This is obviously a very significant amount of Bitcoin, and it could indicate that investors are taking responsibility of their crypto, not trusting exchanges to hold it for them, which is a good thing. And of course, possibly that a large number of new users simply have come in over the previous weeks and bought Bitcoin with the intention of holding it long term, waiting for the next big run to come in before actually cashing out. Now, another very bullish data point is the active supply of Bitcoin, which has just reached a 3-year high, indicating a huge amount of on-chain activity for Bitcoin. You can see quite clearly on the chart here, the last time that we had a massive run-up like this was during the heavy accumulation period that preceded the previous insane parabolic market rally back in 2017, meaning that when we do see this trend reverse, that it will likely mean that the bull market is actually starting to lift off on its journey to the moon. Right now, we're just firing up the engines. We are in that accumulation phase still for Bitcoin. But it also says to me that we're nearing the end of that accumulation phase. So act accordingly. You have had 2 years to buy Bitcoin at cheap prices. It's not going to last forever. And also a very interesting piece of data for you is that the percentage of Bitcoin mining revenue generated from transaction fees reached 13.1% yesterday. That's the highest it's been since January 2018. Now, this is partially, of course, because the Bitcoin halving has reduced the block reward, and also partially because we've seen on-chain fees going up, which is not a particularly awesome thing. I mean, it's good for the miners, but not as awesome for the actual users wanting to send Bitcoin from point A to point B. All of that on-chain activity that we've been seeing has been creating too much demand for block space, and of course, it is pushing the fees up with it. Today, fees are almost $4. Another factor to support the huge amount of interest growing in Bitcoin right now is that Google search trends for the term buy Bitcoin have seen massive growth recently, now exceeding the highs of the summer of 2019 during our mini bull run that we had. So hodl on, my friends. Now is the time for stacking. Now is the time for chilling. We're gonna be doing crazy things over the next couple of years. Next up, Reddit is introducing about 20 million people to cryptocurrency. They're releasing 2 tokens, one named Moons and the other named Bricks. The tokens will be issued to members of just only 2 subreddits to start off with, so it's not the whole Reddit community. So it's for r/cryptocurrency and r/FortniteBR as part of Reddit's new initiative called Community Points. Both of these tokens will be ERC20 tokens, of course, issued on the Ethereum blockchain, with Reddit implementing what is going to be called the Reddit Vault, essentially an Ethereum wallet where the tokens will be stored. This is currently on Ethereum's test net. Not the main net yet, the test net. But wow, seriously, wow. The scope of this is just, it's absolutely insane. Reddit has 430 million daily users. It is the 7th most visited site on the internet, and 64% of Reddit's users are aged between 18 and 24. Just stop to let those statistics sink into your head for a second. Reddit, one of the most popular websites in the world, just announced their trial of Ethereum-based tokens for the next generation of internet users. Look around the curve, not where we are today. This is mind-bendingly bullish for Ethereum. I am still stacking my ETH up. The thing is, it's going to go back over $1,000 a coin. It's already accomplished in my mind. It's just a question of when. But, That may not happen as soon as we like it to, because in much less encouraging Ethereum news, Vitalik Buterin is now walking back comments that ETH 2.0 will be coming out in July. Apparently, the multi-client testnet approach is slowing things down, which kind of not surprised. Now, of course, they're talking about, well, maybe it's going to happen sometime later this year, maybe even 2021. Anyone who's been watching Ethereum for a while knows that Ethereum 2.0 has been plagued by delays. And look, I understand. It's hard to change the engine in a car that's going down the road doing 100 without stopping the car. This is the magic trick that Ethereum is trying to pull off right now. And look, that upgrade cannot come soon enough. The pressure on Ethereum developers to deliver is massive right now, and they only have one chance to really get this right. So let's go back just for 1 second to that previous news story, because I think it really ties in with this. When Reddit fully rolls out their tokens on the Ethereum mainnet, it could be CryptoKitties all over again. Imagine millions of people trying to create wallets, to transfer those tokens, to cash out those tokens, to send those tokens from person A to person B. It could get real crazy real quick. Fees have already been spiking on Ethereum recently. Reddit, it could just push it through the roof. ETH 2.0 needs to happen ASAP. Get busy, Vitalik. And finally, if you live in the USA, then you might be getting a new round of stimulus checks. Money for everyone. Another $3 trillion crisis package has been proposed in the USA. Note, this is a proposal. This bill has not been passed yet. The final version could be different. But if it is passed in its current form, then families could receive up to $6,000. So that's $1,200 per adult and $1,200 per kid up to 3 kids. So that's a household check. Remember, when the first round of $1,200 checks came, Coinbase actually saw a big spike in deposits of exactly $1,200. Well, my guess is that there are enough people out there in the economy who are doing okay. When they get that check, they're going to take it and dump it into, well, Bitcoin and other investments, of course, but potentially a lot of money again coming into Bitcoin. But like most of these bills, the final version of the bill will probably be just some crumbs for the regular people and more free money for Wall Street and, of course, for the mega corporations. They always seem to get the lion's share of any of these packages that come out. That was the way it was for the other 4 bills. I don't see why it would be any different for this one. But aside from just some people buying Bitcoin, I think this is good for Bitcoin because honestly, I have lost all sense of the money being thrown around in the USA. The numbers are just, it's impossible to comprehend. Just last week, the US Treasury borrowed $3 trillion. The week before, it was hundreds of billions of dollars more for small businesses. The week before that, it was infinite bailouts for the oil industry. This is insane. Trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars being spent, printed, airdropped, handed out to corporations, bailing out Wall Street, buying junk bonds. They don't even know how much money it is anymore. It's just insanity. And this is all good for Bitcoin. Because how the dollar actually comes out of the situation in one piece, I don't see how that happens. This is not going to end well. At some point, the effects of the growing debt and the massive inflation, and the corporatism and the corruption and just the general fiscal insanity that we see particularly from the US central bank, those evil roosters are going to come home to roost at some point, and it's not going to be pretty. And when all this happens, being a Bitcoin holder is going to be a good feeling. So aside from some people maybe using that stimulus check to just buy Bitcoin, this is good for the macro picture of Bitcoin. So your question for today, if you get a check for $6,000 in the mail from your government, would you spend it all on Bitcoin? Maybe you would spend it on another crypto. Maybe you're going to buy some Litecoin with it. Maybe you're going to buy some stocks or some gold. Or would you actually go and use that money to pay bills and buy food and all that kind of stuff? Let me know down below. Seriously, you guys are freaking awesome. Your support means everything. This channel is not possible without you, so thank you so much for continuing to support the channel, being part of the community. You're freaking awesome. Thank you so much. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.